Good afternoon. Mary Travel Agency welcomes you. Today I will tell you about the rules of transportation of alcoholic beverages from duty-free. When planning a trip abroad, tourists often immediately think about shopping in duty-free. What do you need to buy there, since you have such an opportunity? And what a disappointment awaits the passenger when, during control, he is told about restrictions and limits. In such cases, you either have to pay extra for exceeding the norms or refuse the purchased alcohol altogether. To avoid such disappointments, you need to understand in advance all the rules and subtleties of transporting alcohol from duty-free. Question: is it possible to take alcohol from duty-free on domestic flights? If you fly domestic flights within the same country, then you do not have access to alcohol from duty-free. Only passengers of international flights can visit the duty-free shop by presenting a boarding pass or passport at the checkout. If you are making a transfer flight from international airlines to domestic ones, the question of how to properly transport alcohol from duty-free on domestic flights becomes very relevant. It is allowed to carry alcohol from duty-free on board the aircraft of domestic flights in hand luggage if it is packed in a special sealed plastic bag, and its dimensions and weight do not exceed the norms in the carrier's hand luggage. The package is packed at the checkout of the store and must remain intact and undamaged until the end of the trip, that is, before going out into the city. Sometimes you may also be asked to present a purchase receipt, so keep it. If you are flying with transfers and you have one ticket, then purchases are allowed to be carried on board the second plane, and if the tickets are different, you will have to check in for the second flight, and take the goods with duty-free baggage. Some transit airports still give permission to carry alcohol on domestic flights in hand luggage if the goods are in a sealed branded duty-free package. What are the restrictions on alcohol from duty-free for passengers of international flights? Many travelers believe that there are no restrictions on carrying purchases from duty-free in hand luggage, but this is not the case. In some cases, the stores themselves have already set a limit on the sale of alcohol per adult passenger. It is also important to adhere to the rule: alcoholic beverages must be packed in a special plastic bag until the end of the trip. The restriction on the import of alcohol also depends on the country where you are flying, so we recommend that you familiarize yourself with its customs rules in advance. If you are flying with a transfer, then you need to take into account the norms of the country where the transfer will be carried out. In any case, it is better to buy no more than 3 bottles of alcohol in duty-free. Most airlines do not add duty-free goods to the weight of hand luggage. But there are also those who set a limit on the transportation of liquids on board the aircraft, even with duty-free. This includes not only alcohol, but also perfumes and cosmetics. Some airlines do not allow you to take on board more than one package from duty-free. So, the customs rules for the import of alcohol. Ukraine. Spirits of more than 22 degrees of strength, up to 1 liter, wine up to 2 liters, beer up to 5 liters. EU countries, drinks with a strength of more than 22 degrees to 1 liter, drinks with a strength of less than 22 degrees up to 1.5 liters, wine up to 3 liters, beer and low alcohol drinks up to 12 bottles. Please note that these regulations are not final for each EU country. For example, the customs rules of Finland Helsinki allow alcohol to be transported only to passengers who will be in the country for more than 3 days, and representatives of the age category of 18-20 years are prohibited from transporting alcohol with a strength of more than 22%. Russian Federation, 3 liters of alcohol of any strength plus 2 liters over the norm, subject to declaration and payment of customs duty, €10 per liter. Singapore, Egypt, and Tunisia. Strong alcoholic beverages or wine up to 1 liter. Turkey, 1 liter of strong alcohol or 2 bottles of wine 800 milliliters. United Arab Emirates, Dubai up to 4 liters of alcohol, Fujairah and Abu Dhabi up to 4 liters, provided that the passenger is not a Muslim. Sharjah up to 2 liters. USA up to 1 liter of alcohol per passenger over 21 years old. Each state may have its own additional requirements and restrictions. American Airlines most often prohibit the transportation of goods purchased outside the duty-free zone of the states. There are also countries where the import of alcohol is prohibited in any quantities. These are Qatar, Maldives, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Brunei. Let's summarize. When planning your trip, familiarize yourself in advance with the customs rules of the country where you are going, as well as with the limits of the selected air carrier. Have a pleasant and comfortable trip. With care for tourists, Mary Travel Agency.